Crime in Court. My name is Heather, and this, as you can see from the thumbnail, is The Truth Behind Making a Murderer, Wisconsin versus Steven Avery and Brendan Dassey. We are talking about the Theresa Halbach case, which happened in 2005. She actually went missing October 31st, Halloween of 2005. And we have gone through the timeline with Brendan's interviews, his many interviews. We are now at 5 of 6. So we are at part 5 of 6. And interview 5 of 6. And this is part 1 of interview 5. We're splitting 5 into 2 because it's a 4-hour interview, so we're going to split it into 2. And so that is what we're going to do, and we're going to watch the first half of that right now. So let me actually flip over to screen, and I don't mean to leave my webcam off. So there we go. All right, so let's get started. Actually, I'm going to whatever. Let's go. I'm going to move my logo. Ah! Here we go. So now, remember, we just in the last episode, we just listened to a morning interview on the same date, the 1st of March, 2006, with Brendan and law enforcement. So we had an audio recording of it, and now he's at the police station, and they are recording this a little later in the day. So now it's like 10:52 in the morning. I can't remember what the time was, but it was earlier in the morning, when the recording took place. So gives you a little context. Oh, and you know what? I had it muted. Here we go. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Let's see it.
I'll just have a seat, Brendan. Tom and I just got to stop out for a minute, and then we'll be right in, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Soda? Water? You sure?
Well, water maybe.
Okay.
I wonder, Brendan is a minor, so how did they get permission to bring him to the station and question him? Alright, I'm going to skip through the quiet part. Man, I'd be so bored. How many minutes are they going to make him wait? Skip. It's like only going 10 seconds at a time. There we go. Okay, here we
How you
go.
doing, buddy?
Good. Brendan, here you go.
I'm just going to shut this audio off, okay? Because there's audio in the room here, just so
Yeah.
you know. I just wanted to...
So we told him he's shutting the audio off, but you didn't tell him that he's on camera?
go over this real quick again. Do you remember these rights, your Miranda rights that I read you?
Yeah.
You still want to talk to us?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure of that.
Brenda, I want you to relax, okay? A little more comfortable here and stuff. And what we like to do, you had a couple days since we last talked now, which was Monday, and you had a chance to reflect and breathe, I imagine. And
Yeah, okay.
we,
So you did the last one. So the only one?
I got more.
Okay.
And I kind of call it, it's a sense debriefing in a way, just let you talk to us a little. And we've had also a chance for 2 days now to look at what you said and listen to the tapes a little and stuff like that. And, we look at that and we say, well, Brendan honestly gave us this information, that information. Maybe I'll call them dots or whatever. And some of the dots, when we look at it, say, well, I think we need some matching up here, just a little tightening up or something. We feel that maybe, I think Mark and I both feel that maybe there's some more that you could tell us that you may have held back for whatever reasons. And I want to assure you that Mark and I both are in your corner. We're on your side. And you did tell us yourself that one of the reasons you hadn't come forward yet was because you were afraid.
So I think this is Wiegert and Fassbender, who we've talked about. We've read reports on them, or from them, or their names have been in reports. So that this is the two that is interviewing him right now. And this, you probably remember this from Making a Murderer. They had some of this footage in it.
You were scared, and one of the reasons you were scared was that you would be implicated in this, or people would say that you helped or did this, okay, and that you might get arrested and stuff like that, okay, and we understand that. One of the best ways to prove to us, or more importantly, the courts and stuff, is that you tell the whole truth. Don't leave anything out. Don't make anything up because you're trying to cover something up a little, and even if those statements are against your own interest. You know what I mean? That makes you, it might make you look a little bad, or make you look like you were more involved than you want to be looked at. It's hard to do, but it's good from that vantage point to say, hey, there's no doubt you're telling the truth because you've now given the whole story. You've even given points where it didn't look real good for you either.
Basically,
and I don't know if
implicate yourself, say something that you did wrong, and then we'll believe you. So we don't believe you right now, what you're telling us. So tell us what you did wrong first, and then maybe we'll start believing your story. This poor kid this is his 5th interview with police. His 5th. And it's been months since this has happened. Steven Avery has been put in prison and awaiting trial and charged with these crimes, and now they're trying to get poor Brendan for it because, like I said in the last episode, the cousin of Brendan had made a comment to law enforcement that Brendan told her he saw body parts in the fire pit, in the burn pit, which was a lie, and she admitted on the stand that she lied about it to law enforcement, and he never said that. So that's, I think, why they started to look at Brendan. When before they were saying Steven was the only person who could have done this. Now they're saying there was an accomplice. And it breaks my heart to watch these cops interrogate him.
If you understand what I'm saying? And that's why we kind of came here, to let you talk a little, maybe get some stuff off your mind or chest if you need to, and then to tell us the whole truth, to take us through this whole thing that happened on Monday, not leaving anything out, not adding anything in, because Mark and I looked at the tapes, looked at the notes, and it's real obvious there's some places where some things were left out or maybe changed just a bit to maybe looking at yourself to protect yourself a little. From what I'm seeing, even if I fill those in, I'm thinking you're all right. Okay, you don't have to worry about things. We're there for you, and we know what Steven did, and we know kind of what happened to you and what he did. We just need to hear the whole.
We know what Steven did. First of all, Steven didn't do these things, but second of all, he hasn't been convicted yet at this time. But cops don't see it that way. Like, they don't look at him as like innocent until proven guilty. They look at you until You're guilty until you're proven innocent in their eyes. And that's the exact opposite of what our justice system is founded upon.
Whole story from you. And as soon as we get that, we're comfortable with that, I think you're going to be a lot more comfortable with that. It's going to be a lot easier on you down the road. If this goes to trial and stuff like that, we need to know that because it's probably going to come out. Think of Steven for a second. Steven is already starting to say some things, and eventually he's going to potentially lay some crap on you and try and make it look like you are the bad person here. And we don't want that. We want everything out front so we can say, yeah, we knew that, Steven. He told us that.
That is such garbage. Telling them that Steven's going to turn on him. This poor kid. He's a kid. He's 16 at this time. Maybe 17 by now, but he was 16 definitely back in 2005, October 2005. I don't know when his birthday is.
Yeah, you get my drift? I know Mark has something, so I'm just going to give you an opportunity to talk to us now and kind of fill in those gaps for us.
Honesty here, Brendan, is the thing that's going to help you. Okay, no matter what you did, we can work through that. Okay, we can't make any promises, but we'll stand behind you no matter what you did. Okay, because you're being the good guy here. You're the one that's saying, you know what, maybe I made some mistakes, but here's what I did. The other guy involved in this doesn't want to help himself. All he wants to do is blame everybody else. Okay, and by you talking with us, it's helping you. Okay.
The other guy isn't trying to blame everybody else. He's trying to tell you he's innocent, but you're not listening.
Because the honest person is the one that's going to get a better deal out of everything. You know how that works. You know, honesty is the only thing that'll set you free, right? And we know, like Tom said, we reviewed those tapes. We know there's some things you left out, and we know there's some things that maybe weren't quite correct that you told us. Okay, we've been investigating this a long time. We pretty much know everything. That's why we're talking to you again today. We really need to be honest this time.
Oh, when a cop tells you we know everything, do not believe them. They know nothing, and they are just testing you and trying to get more information from you when they tell you that. Don't believe that they know everything.
Everything, okay? If in fact you did some things which we believe some things may have happened that you didn't want to tell us about, it's okay. As long as you be honest with us, it's okay. If you lie about it, that's going to be problems. Okay? Does that sound fair?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Should we just go through that whole day again on the 31st, or how do you want to do
Well,
it?
we can do that. I'd give him a chance to talk to us. And
Sure.
If he wants to go through the whole day, or if he wants to fill in the pieces, that's up to Brendan right now.
What would you rather do?
You just want to talk to us and tell us, starting with that day and how you actually came to know what happened and stuff. Because now we know you were in the garage and stuff, apparently cleaning up and stuff. So tell us about that.
Well, he was working on his car, and like he did something wrong, and then like he poked a hole in like something, and then it started leaking. And then later on, because I was helping him before, I went over there a little bit.
I know.
And later on, I helped him move the car out of there and cleaned it up. And then I went back home, and then later on I got a call from him, and he wanted me to come over.
He sounds so nervous to me. And maybe that's just my opinion, but he sounds really nervous.
Let's go back a little bit, okay? When did you first go over by Steve?
At like 9 o'clock.
You said you were over in the garage helping him.
Yeah.
When was that?
Like 6:30.
Okay. So let's go back, okay? Let's go back to around that time. You get home off the bus at about 3:45.
Yeah.
And what do you do? Now you got to be honest here.
I walked on the road and I go into my house.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you see at that time?
That she was talking, or her car was over there.
Where was your car?
Like on the other side, where you drove by our house,
Mm-hmm.
where you turned there. It was like on the other side of the road there, by the trees.
And you just said something. You said she was talking, and you
Yeah.
stopped. Now, remember, this is very important because we already know what happened that day. Okay, let's just be honest here, okay, Brendan?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this out.
Use your memory, not what Steven told you, not what anyone else told you. Be honest, because we're gonna be able to tell when you're not being honest. I'm telling you that right now. So you're walking down the road.
Oh yeah, these guys are just human lie detectors. They know when you're not being truthful. Come on.
Let's pick it up again, okay?
I seen him talking to her on his porch and that, and I seen her Jeep there, and I walked in the house.
So she's standing, meaning she is Theresa?
Mm-hmm.
Did you recognize her?
Not at first.
You just knew it later on when it all came out?
Yeah.
So she's standing on his porch.
Mm-hmm.
Did Blaine see that?
I don't think.
And you're sure you saw that? You sure it wasn't another time or anything like that? It was Halloween this
Yeah.
last year. On the front porch area.
Yeah.
Do you remember what she was wearing? I know it's a long time ago. Don't guess. If you remember, you can say it.
I don't remember.
Do you remember how he was dressed?
I think he white white shirt with like red shorts or something like that.
Okay. Anytime you don't remember, you say that, all right?
Yeah, don't make anything up. You don't know it. You don't know it.
So then, what happened? And you saw her and him on the porch, and they were what?
They were talking.
And then what did you do?
I watched in my house.
And they were just talking? Were they doing anything else? Were they screaming, fighting, talking, pushing, anything?
Just talking.
Okay. You went in your house, and this is about 3:45.
Mm-hmm.
Then what'd you do in your house? Be honest, because we don't have to go through this 8 times.
I went into my room, and because my mom told me I had to clean my room, I cleaned it a little bit, and I played PlayStation 2 for a little bit. And it was about like 5 o'clock, and my brother was on the phone with his friend.
Blaine?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was talking about going trick-or-treating with him, and that Jason will pick him up at like 7.
And then?
And then I ate, and I went into the living room, and I was eating in the living room and watching TV.
And what'd you see?
Honest.
What?
Then what happened?
Well, then he called and said that he wanted help on his car.
Okay. Did he call you or did he come over?
He called me
What, on your cell phone or on your
on the house phone.
He calls your house phone.
Yeah.
And this is about what time now?
About 6:30.
Okay. And what does he say to you?
He says, "Do you want to help me with to fix the car?" Because he said that if I would help him on his cars, he would like help me find a car.
Okay.
And so I did, and then that's when he like cut something, and then it was leaking on the floor.
Let's stop right there. So he calls you and asks you for help to fix a car,
Mhm.
and you go over to his house,
Mhm.
and where do you go?
Into the garage.
And what's in the garage?
His Monty
His Monty. Where's that Suzuki?
on the side.
Is the big garage door open?
Mhm.
So you walk in there, and he said, and this is Halloween. Okay. And what's he doing?
He's working on his Monty.
What about the fire?
Do you mean if it was started or something? No, it wasn't.
Okay. We're not going to go any further in this because we need to get the truth out now. We know the fire was going. We know that he had already had his altercation with Theresa. We don't believe there's a Monty in there. I talked to you the other night and you said nothing about Monty. You said nothing about something getting punctured and leaking out. We talked about cleaning something up in that garage. You told me that you thought, thinking back now that it was blood, it was red in color. You're at your house, 6:30, I'll go that far with you. It might even been earlier. What's going on? Let's take it through honestly now.
Come on, Brandon, be honest. I told you.
Are they planting ideas into his head? I think they're planting ideas into his head. I mean, not just they've been putting words into his mouth this whole time, but now they're like legit brainwashing him and putting ideas in his head about what actually happened that night. This is sickening. You can tell by his responses and his demeanor, he shouldn't be alone being berated with questions like this. He looks like a very shy, introverted person and this is not helping him. He needs an adult, preferably an attorney, who could tell him not to answer these questions.
Before, that's the only thing that's going to help you here. We already know what happened. Okay?
We don't get honesty here. I'm your friend right now. But I gotta believe in you. And if I don't believe in you, I can't go to bat for you. Okay? You're nodding. Tell us what happened.
Your mom said you'd be honest with us.
And she's behind you 100% no matter what happens
Yeah,
here.
that's what she said. Because she thinks you know more, too.
We're in your corner.
We already know what happened. Now tell us exactly. Don't lie.
So now they're putting his mom against him, threatening him with, "Your mom knows that you'll tell us."
We can't say it for you, Brennan, okay?
Well, that morning, he said that if he wanted me to come over like at 6:30, and he had the fire started because he wanted to burn some tires, and so he had it started, and the Jeep was still in there,
Whose Jeep?
the Suzuki,
It was still in where?
in the garage.
So Monty's not in there. Whose car was in the garage? Tell me the truth.
We already know. Just tell us. It's okay.
The truth. It's so easy to tell the truth. It's hard to make things up.
Her Jeep.
That's right.
Her Jeep was in the garage, wasn't it?
Do you see how he's like guessing at what they want him to say? It's like, her Jeep? Like, question mark? Like, I don't know. What the hell you guys want me to say? But I'll say whatever you want me to say if it gets me out of here, because I'm so uncomfortable. That's what I'm getting from his interview here.
And you tell me if I'm wrong. When you were at the house, you just went over here because you had talked about it in the morning. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
There was no call from Steven asking you to come over, was there? And you went over, was the big door closed?
Mm-mm.
You're sure about that?
Yeah.
So the big door is open and her truck is in there when you get over there?
Yeah.
By her truck, who are we talking about?
Well, if I wanted to come over later,
No, whose truck
Whose
was
truck?
in there?
or the truck,
Yeah.
her Jeep,
Who's her?
Teresa's,
Okay, and that Jeep is a what? Do you remember?
like what color?
Color or make?
Green, like a greenish blue.
Okay.
Is it drove in or is it backed into the garage?
It's backed in.
Okay. Now, let's be honest. What did he tell you? What did he
What
show
did you
you?
see and what did he tell you?
He showed me the knife and rope.
Where was she? Come on, we know this already. Be honest.
In the back of the Jeep.
She was in the back of the Jeep. Was she alive or dead at that time?
Dead.
Are you sure? Okay. What did you see in the back? I know this is hard, but what did you see in the back of the Jeep?
That she was laying there with like a small blanket over her.
Do you remember where her head was?
Not really.
Did she have clothes on?
Yeah.
She was clothed.
Yeah.
Was she tied up already? Or did you help him do that?
She was tied up already.
Where? Tell me how she was tied up.
Like the rope was right here around her body.
Are you sure?
Did Steve have any blood on him at that time?
On his finger.
What about on his body, on his clothes?
Not that I know of.
Where did you see blood?
Like right here.
Where else in the garage?
On the floor.
A lot.
Like drips.
Where was it dripping from?
I don't know.
What did he tell you he did to her?
That he stabbed her.
Let's stop there for a second now, okay? I want to back up just a bit. I didn't mean to interrupt that thing, but what time actually did you get over here now? About.
Like 6:45.
So still about that same time, 6:45? Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you really see those two talking on the porch?
Yeah.
You did. You're 100% on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did she get in the back of the Jeep? Tell us that.
I don't know.
Did you help him?
No.
Let's be honest here, Brandon. If you helped him, it's okay. Because he was telling you to do it. You didn't do it on your own.
I didn't touch her.
So you get over into the garage, and the garage door's open. Her truck's in the garage, right?
Yeah.
And what does he say to you?
Think about it and be honest.
It's okay. What does he say to you?
That's when he threatened me that if I would say anything, he like trusted me or something.
Why did he have you come over there? Did he need help with something? Remember, we already know, but we need to hear it from you. Why did he have you come over there? He needed help, didn't he? What did he need help with? Go ahead and tell us.
Probably to get rid of the body.
Yeah.
So, what Mark's saying is, did he call you or did he come to the door and say, Brendan, what do you do?
He came over.
Tell us what he told or asked you to do.
He said, "Hey Brendan, you want to help me do something?"
And keep going.
I said, "For what?" And he's like, "For something to do in my garage."
Okay, keep going.
And I said, "Sure." And then later I came over there and
What time did he come to your house?
about I can't remember.
Okay, but he comes to your house and asks you if you want to do something, help him with something.
Mhm.
Tell me that again.
That he wanted me to come over there and help him move something.
Okay. Did he tell you what?
No.
Did you go over right away?
No, I waited 10 minutes.
Okay, so then you walk over and the garage door's open.
Yeah.
And what do you see again?
Her Jeep.
Okay.
And you're sure the big garage door is open? You didn't go in the little door?
No.
So you see her Jeep, and then what happens? Does he what?
He opens the back door
Okay, and what does he say?
and told me to help him.
Don't you ask him a question? Who is this, or what?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me what he said.
He said that it's a girl that he was kind of peed off at.
Did he say who it was?
Theresa Halbach.
Why was he peed off at her?
I don't know.
I think he probably told you.
Do these officers not that can they not tell that he's like making this up as he goes along? I think it's very clear that there are things that he's just like throwing out there to see if the officers are going to accept that as an answer. And oftentimes he says, I don't know, or he just doesn't say anything. And yeah, I don't know. And then out of nowhere, like he stabs her. You know, he says, "Oh, he stabbed her." So, I don't know. And he says things that make it seem like he is or was there, part of it. But I don't believe that he was, honestly.
So just be honest. We already know.
He's obviously not holding anything back from you. He had you come over to see this.
We already
He
know.
used you for this. So bring us into the garage again. You mentioned earlier that's when he threatened you. Tell us that.
That he threatened me that if I would say anything that he would stab me like he did to her, and that he was pissed off at her because of he wanted to get his blazer in the thing that like the last time she was there and he couldn't.
Okay, so he opens the back door of her truck and tell me what you see.
That's how simplistic Brendan thinks. It just going to show like, okay, so she didn't put his car in a magazine, so he goes out and he's angry at her and he ends her life. That's not really a good motive, I don't think.
Her body laying there.
What could you see of her?
Truth now. As hard as it is, tell us the truth.
Her head, her body, her feet.
So she was not covered up? No, I didn't think so. See, we already knew that.
Did she have clothes on? To be honest. If she did, she did. If she didn't, she did.
Sort of.
Okay, what'd she have on?
Like a white t-shirt and that. Pants.
What do you mean, sort of? Either she had clothes on or she didn't. It's what, some of it on, some of it off? What?
It was like ripped.
It was ripped? Where was it ripped?
Like right here.
Was it a t-shirt or a button-up shirt or what kind of shirt?
A button-up one.
What color?
Like... like a black one.
You already just said
Before he
white.
just said there was a white t-shirt. She had that on too?
Mm-hmm.
Underneath that shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. And in the other interview you said it was blue. Do you remember what color it was?
See, it's inconsistent.
If you don't remember, say you don't remember.
I don't remember.
Okay. So he threatens you, and what does he say to you?
To help him get rid of the body.
Okay.
Before you mentioned trust, and he said something about trust. Tell us about that. What did he say about that?
That he really likes me much and they trust me that I won't say nothing.
So what happens next?
That he told me to grab her feet, so I did. And
Mm-hmm.
so we took her out in the back and put her in the fire pit.
Was the fire burning already?
Yeah.
Tell us, did you carry her out there? Did you use something to get her back there?
Well, we lifted her out of the Jeep and put her on like a wheeled thing.
What
A
do you,
wheel thing, what's that?
Like the things where you get under the car.
a creeper?
Yeah.
Okay.
And is that creeper always kept in his garage?
Well, he was borrowing it from the yard or something like that.
What's that creeper say on it? Do you remember? What color is it?
Like black and red.
Black and red, okay. So you guys lift her out of the truck,
Mm-hmm.
and you got which part of her again?
Her feet,
And what is Steve carrying?
her head, and her shoulders.
And you put her on the creeper?
Yeah.
Does she have shoes on?
No.
Does she have, did you take her clothes off then?
Mm-mm.
Was she tied up?
Yeah.
Describe that again, how she was tied up. And again, make it easy on yourself and just tell us the truth the first time.
The hard part's over.
That it was like wrapped around her like 3-4 times.
Wrapped around where? Show us where. On your body.
Right here.
Okay. What about her feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
They were tied up.
What were they tied up with?
Rope.
What kind of rope?
Like, oh, like that round.
Something you'd use for clothesline? That
Yeah.
type of thing? What color was it?
Like white and blue.
What about her hands?
I don't remember.
Where did you see injuries on her?
Her stomach.
Her stomach? What did it look like?
Like she was stabbed.
Well, I don't necessarily, I'm going to tell you I don't know what it looks like when someone's stabbed. Okay, you got to talk to someone that doesn't realize it. Tell us what you saw.
Like it was all bleeding and that.
Show me where, and on you, that would be.
Like right here.
How much blood? Was that, show me on you the extent of the stain or the blood that you saw.
Like right there.
That whole area, was it pretty wet yet or dry?
Like damp.
Damn. Could you see flesh or just the shirt?
A little bit of flesh.
How many times did he say he stabbed her?
Once.
What else did he do to her? We already know, be honest.
We've got enough of her to know some things that happened to her. So tell us the truth.
What else did he do to her?
Raped her.
Did he tell you that?
Tell us about that. And where he did it.
I don't know where he did it, but
Okay.
What did he say he did? In his words, what did he tell you? You can swear, you can use any language you want. Tell us exactly what he told you he did to her.
that he ripped off her clothes, and she refused, and she tried to get away, but he was too strong for her, and he did it.
He did what?
Raped her.
What did he say? Did he use those words?
Are you sure? Because he does not use the words he uses. If you're sure, that's okay.
Yeah.
And where did that happen?
I don't know.
Okay. And she tried to get away, but he was too strong.
Yeah.
And then what did he do to her?
Well, after he was done, that's when he put her back in the Jeep in the back.
Was she dead then yet or not?
Brandon, were you there when this happened?
No.
Okay. Was she dead there then or not?
Yeah.
How do you know that? I have a feeling I know how you know that.
We already know, Brandon. We already know. Come on, be honest with us. Be honest with us. We already know. It's okay. We're going to help you through this, all right? Tell us. How do you know that?
I was outside riding my bike.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear it.
What could you hear?
Screaming.
Okay.
So now he's outside riding his bike.
Is the door
When
closed
did
at
that
that
ever come in?
Mhm.
They don't question that. They don't question that. When did that ever come into his day as to what he was doing? He said he was playing video games. And then Steven called him over. When did he say he was riding his bike? That is such an inconsistency. And they don't question that. Like, how did they not realize that he is making this up as they go along? And just whatever questions he's asking, he's giving them whatever he thinks they want. How did they not see that? It's so blatantly obvious, in my opinion.
Did he know you were out there?
No.
What was the screaming like? What was she saying?
Like, help me.
Did you know what was going on?
No.
What did you do?
Well, I was going up to the driveway and get the mail.
What time was that?
About 4:30.
So he's riding the bike, he's playing video games, he's going up the driveway to get the mail. What is he doing? He's not... They don't question this? These are terrible police officers.
30.
Is it light out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go out on your bike and you hear screaming coming from where?
His house.
Whose house?
Steven's.
The house or the garage?
The house.
From the house.
All right. Then what do?
That's not the answer they wanted.
I just went to go get the mail and went in the house.
So you go get the mail, you go in the house, and then what?
Sat down and watched TV.
Okay, Brandon, you're doing a good job. Let's go back to when you go outside to get your bike, and you're going to go get the mail. You said you heard screaming. Any more? Tell us more about what you heard. You said, help me. Was it female screaming?
Yeah.
What else did you hear her say, if anything?
That's all I heard.
And is her vehicle still there?
Yeah.
Where is the vehicle at that time?
By the big trees.
Did that scare you when you heard that screaming?
Sort of.
Did you go over to his house then?
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And you said you rode your bike down to get the mail. You
Yeah.
came back, and then what'd you do? Honestly. You went over to his house?
No.
What'd you do?
I went to our garage and put the bike away.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian was in there working on his car.
Yep.
That I asked him if he wants any help, and he said no. That if he wanted help, he would come in and get me or something. So I went in the house and I sat down.
Did Brian hear the screaming too?
No, he had the radio going.
Did you tell Brian?
No.
Okay, you went in the house and sat down. And then?
I waited, and then I watched TV for a little bit, and my mom came home
And she comes home at about what time?
about 4:35.
Okay.
And then what happens?
She asked me if anybody got the mail, and I'm like, yeah, I did. And watch TV more, and he came over and asked if he wanted help.
He came over and asked you what?
If I could help him move something.
Okay.
Okay, let's, to this point now, I think we're pretty close to the truth. How close are we, Brendan?
Pretty close.
Okay, then give us the little parts that we don't have yet up to that point. Steven, there's something in there we're missing. You heard her. I have a feeling he saw you, you saw him. Something in here that we're missing. Because, you know, we're not idiots. I don't see him coming over to the house and asking you to help unless he knows you know something. So tell us what you knew, that he knew.
It's okay, Brad. We already know.
I think you went over to his house. Maybe you asked him to get his mail. Something in here is missing.
Well, when I got the mail, there was like a envelope in there with his name on it.
All right.
Okay, now we're going. What did you do?
I knocked on the door and he answered it.
Yeah, and then what?
I gave it to him and then I left.
Come on now. You just heard screaming over there.
You're making this hard on us and yourself.
Be honest. You went inside, didn't you?
Yeah.
You went in the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
You're nodding.
Did he invite you in?
Yeah.
Okay, and where was she?
In his room.
Okay. Did you go back there and look?
No,
Brendan, be honest.
I didn't.
How do you know she was in his room?
The door was open.
Could you see her?
Yeah.
Was she alive?
Well, she was handcuffed to the thing,
She was handcuffed to what?
the bed.
Was she naked? Was she alive?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because she was moving around.
Was she making any noise?
It's all right, bud.
Yeah.
What was she saying?
Screaming for help.
What was handcuffed? Her hands or her legs or both?
Both.
And what were they handcuffed to?
Like the hand, like there's round poles on each side.
Okay.
On his bed. And you're getting there, okay? Let's back up again. Did you go get the mail?
Yeah.
When you went to get the mail with your bike, did you hear something at that time, or did it happen when you came back with the mail? You can do it. Just tell us the truth.
And I came back.
I gotta believe this is in your mind right now like a picture. There's a video in your mind, this whole thing, and you're trying to get it out, and the only way you can get it out is by talking about it right now. So you came back. Did you have a letter for Steven?
Yeah.
Did you go to his trailer?
Yeah.
Did you hear screaming coming from inside the trailer?
Yeah.
What did you do then? Are you at the door? Where are you? When you first hear the screaming, where are you?
Like by the other camper that we passed.
Way down there?
Mm-hmm.
You hear screaming halfway or a quarter way down that frontage road, your driveway road?
Yeah.
Are you able to make out any of the words?
No.
Okay. Take me from there and be honest so we don't have to keep backing up here, because we know. But we need it in your words. I can't say it.
Brendan, I already know. You know we know. Okay? Come on, buddy. Let's get this out, okay?
You coming back with the mail?
If I were Brendan, I'd be like, get your effing hand off of me for the third time or whatever. Like, he keeps putting his hand on him. I know this is part of their technique, and it's so annoying. They just, like, invade their space and touch them. I'm like, dude, you don't know me, don't touch me. That's what I would be thinking anyways.
Take us through it. It's the video in your head. Play it for us.
You come back with the mail. What happens?
Well, I stopped and I seen if there was any mail for me, so I seen Steven's. So I went over there right away to bring it over by him. And I knocked like 3 times and then he finally came.
Are you hearing anything coming from the inside of the trailer at this time?
Yeah.
What?
The words help me.
Okay. That's got to be pretty devastating, right? But you still knock.
Mm-hmm.
You went into the trailer then?
You knock and he comes to the door. What's he look like? Is he dressed? Has he got anything on him? What's he look like?
He's got a white shirt on with red shorts and all sweaty.
He's all sweaty. Any blood at this time?
No.
All right.
Does he let you in the trailer?
He lets me in the kitchen.
He what?
He walks me into the kitchen.
What does he say to you?
If I want a soda.
Does he know you've heard anything? Is she still saying stuff?
Yeah.
Then he walks you into the kitchen. Okay, play the video for us, bud. Tell us what's happening.
It's okay. Tell us what happened. What does he say to you?
That he never got some of that stuff, so he wanted to get some.
Never got what?
A girl.
Okay.
What did you say just a second ago, though?
Repeat what you said.
That he wanted to get some
Somewhat.
pussy.
And that's what he said to you? Okay.
Now I can start believing you. Okay?
So do you have a soda?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens next?
I opened it and drank some.
What's he saying to you? It's all right. You are doing the right thing.
Come on, what's he saying?
That he wants to keep on doing it.
Okay.
Doing what?
Raping her.
What kind of words is he using, though? You can say those words here.
That he wanted to fuck her so hard.
Could you see her at this time?
No.
Okay. What happens next? Remember, we already know, but we need to hear it from you. It's okay. It's not your fault. What happens next?
Does he ask you?
He does, doesn't he?
We know.
He asks you, doesn't he? What does he ask you?
That if I wanted a girlfriend.
Tell us how he said it.
That if he wanted me to get some pussy.
There. Okay.
And then what happens next?
They said that if I wanted to, I can go get some, but not right now.
Oh, come on, be honest. You went back into that room.
Don't let us down, Brendan.
We know you were back there. Let's get it all out today. This will be all over with.
Yes, if you want some, right? That's what you told us.
Mm-hmm.
If you want some pussy,
Where
what do
go?
you tell him?
I said I wasn't aged, and so he took me back there and showed me some
What did he show you?
her naked body.
Okay. Is she alive?
Yeah,
Is she talking?
yeah.
What's she saying? What's she saying? I know it's hard, but you gotta tell us what she's saying.
The video will never go away unless you can talk to us about it.
Go ahead. What'd she say?
She's asking Steven why you would do something like that.
Does she say anything to you? Does she see you?
Yeah,
Does she say something to you?
no.
Describe again. Were you accurate when you described how she was on the bed? How is she attached to that? Where is she? Tell us that and be truthful again.
That she's chained up to the bed and she's faced up.
Face up, no clothes on.
Mm-mm.
What do you mean she's chained up? Explain that.
Like some handcuffs,
Where are the handcuffs? On her arms or on her legs or where?
both.
Okay.
Do you remember the color of the handcuffs and the leg irons?
Like regular ones,
Which would be what color?
silver.
Okay.
Are her legs spread apart? Or are they together? Or tell us how it looks.
Like spread apart a little bit.
So he brings you back there and he shows you her. And what do? Honestly. 'Cause we think
Very important.
we know what
Have to be
happened.
truthful.
We know what happened. It's okay. What did you do?
I didn't do nothing.
Brendan? Brendan? Come on. What did you do?
What does Steven make you do?
He told me to do
What does that mean to you?
to screw her.
Did you do that?
All right, take a breath, Brad. There you go. Did he watch?
Just so you know, we're 50 minutes in on a 4 hour and 20-minute interrogation that goes like this the entire time. Just so you know.
It's okay.
That's
Good. Okay. Where's Steve at this time?
Oh,
Why?
Where's her clothes at this time? So how'd they get out?
clean up that the 950. We'd clean that up and then fire
Throw what on the fire?
cleaned up.
What did they call?
Mm.
Okay, let's do we have her bra and panties too? So you took it outside and threw it on the fire?
Oh, and was that not true then? In the garage now. What kind of cleaning? What do you do?
Gas on it so he could get it off. Then he tried paint thinner and then he ran it like, and it probably got on the floor and it splashed up on my pants or something.
Oh.
Where the Jeep's tire was.
So if you had to say some dimensions, like 2 by 2, 2 feet by 2.
Cleaned in the garage or just one?
2.
If we took you to that garage, would you be able to show us where?
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd you get the bleach from?
In his house, but in his bathroom.
Spoiler alert, they did not find any of Theresa's DNA in Steven's garage or his trailer. And none of this had any factual evidence to be backed up. None of his story.
Were you there when his girlfriend called Jody?
No.
Was Steven bleeding?
On his fingers, that's it.
Did Steven?
That he was gonna crush it. Sooner, he said the sooner the better.
You like what? What kind?
Coke.
Coke? Okay.
Before we get that, does Evan told you that someone else knows?
Not that I know of.
What about Chuck? Take a little break.
Yeah, take a breath.
We got some food up here, sandwich or anything you want? Bathroom? Nothing? Just
He just wants to leave. They sure have kept him waiting quite some time here. Trying to get to where they come back, but...
Sandwich or anything? Did you get your soda?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be in about 2 minutes, okay?
I got a question though.
Sure.
How long is this gonna take?
It shouldn't take a whole lot longer.
Do you think I can get there before 1:29?
Probably not.
Oh.
What's at 129?
Well, I had a project due in 6 hours.
Okay. We'll worry about that later, okay?
He's worried about his homework. He's worried about his WrestleMania. Um, he's not worried about their sandwich, but they just took a lunch break basically and left Brendan in there to sweat for a while.
All right. I'll be back in a few minutes, okay?
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and the time period, because it's 3:45, and we're real familiar with time periods here and when she got there and stuff. Is there something you need to tell us?
Let me go back a little bit
Oh,
here. I try to get there with. Oh my goodness, there's so much.
Use the bathroom or anything? No, you're good?
Oh, here we go. Okay.
how you feeling, Brendan?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You got a lot of stuff off your chest, huh?
Mm-hmm.
A lot more stuff, a lot of the truth. What we do when we leave the room, we kind of talk about stuff to make sure that we think we're all on the same page and that we're getting the truth, the whole truth. And we we think you're doing pretty good so far, but there's some areas that we have to revisit, okay? And then some other questions. And again, don't make us work so hard for this. Don't make yourself work so hard for it. Let's just get the truth out right away, because again, we have a pretty good knowledge of what happened there. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to revisit when you got home from school. Okay? You were with Blaine, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you walked down the road to your house. And you said that you saw Steven on a porch.
Huh.
Mark and I are having a problem with that. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to put words in your mouth. We're having a problem with that. Blaine not seeing it, stuff like that, and the time period, because it's 3:45, and we're real familiar with time periods here and when she got there and stuff. Is there something you need to tell us about that? When you got home, what did you see before you went into your house? Did you even go in your house? Did you go over to Steven's? Talk to us about what happened there, because the time periods aren't adding up, bud.
Well, I don't know if Blaine's seen it, but I never asked him about it. So I don't know if he's seen it or not.
Again, whether Blaine saw it or not, the time periods aren't adding up. They're not equaling out. We know when Theresa got there. I guarantee you Theresa's not standing on that porch when you come home from school. I don't see that. I have a problem with the car sitting out front yet at this time either. That car's sitting out front, other people would have seen that car. Something's not adding up here, and you need to tell us the truth. Did this all start right when you came home from school? You need to tell me. You need to be honest with me. I can't tell you. I can't tell you these things. I can tell you we don't believe you because there's some things that are wrong, but you've got to tell me the truth. This is, we're getting serious here now, okay? Tell me what happened when you got home.
I got off the bus. I walked on the road. And we got that thing, the other house that's just sitting there for nothing. I could see her Jeep in the garage, just sitting there. And I didn't see Steven and her on the porch.
You did or you didn't?
I didn't.
Did not, okay?
So now he's changing his story because the cops are like, well, we don't believe you. That didn't happen. So now he's like, okay, well then I didn't see them. This poor kid does not know what to say because he's just making it up as he's going along, and he's trying to read whatever it is that these officers want from him. And then when they say he's lying, he just, okay, yeah, I was lying. Because he just wants to get out of there. He just wants to appease them to get this over with.
And I just walked up to the house.
To whose house?
Mine and Blaine's. went into the garage to get the key to open the door, because we always lock it when we leave. And we went in and went and grabbed the phone right away, and I waited for like 30 minutes to wait for him to get off the phone with Jason so I can call Travis, see what he was doing that night. And I waited, so I watched TV. And that's when I went up to get the mail.
Okay. So I'm going to take you through this now that you've said it. You got off the bus, came down the road. You said you saw Theresa's vehicle in Steven's garage.
Uh-huh.
How did you see that?
With the front end out of the door.
With what?
The front end was out of the door.
The front end was out of the door. So the big door was open, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay. And you did not see Theresa or Steven?
Oh.
Okay. And then you said you went into your house.
Uh-huh.
Did you go over to Steven's at that time?
No.
And you went over to your house, and the way you were telling me, you're about 20 minutes, half hour, you had to wait because Blaine used the phone?
Yeah.
And so then you went down and got the mail?
Yeah.
So you're in your house for about 20 minutes, half hour?
Yeah.
And you went down to get the mail?
Well, I called Travis first.
You called Travis first. Okay, how long did you talk to Travis?
Oh, 10, 15 minutes.
And after you're done talking to Travis, what did you do?
Went up to go get the mail.
And did you take a bike, like you said?
Yeah.
And then you're coming back from the mail? Is that when you tell me what happened then again?
That's when I went to get the mail, and then I came back. I was looking at it when I was riding the bike, and I seen Steven's mail in there, and I went over by him and I knocked on the door.
Okay. And you heard stuff coming from there?
Uh-huh.
Again, what did you hear coming from there?
Screaming like, help me and that.
Okay. And then you said before, you knocked on his door.
Uh-huh.
And you said you had to knock
3 times.
3 times, and it took how long for Steven to get to the door about?
Oh, 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. While you were standing at the door, did you continue to hear things coming from the inside?
Yeah.
Steven came to the door and took you into the kitchen, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. About what time do you think this is? Thinking back now on your time periods, when you got home, how long it took for these phone calls and stuff.
Oh, 5:30.
Okay. When you actually knocked on Steven's door, was the big garage door still open? Do you remember?
No,
You don't remember, or it wasn't open?
I don't remember.
Okay. Was Theresa Halbach's vehicle sitting out in the driveway when you knocked on the door?
No.
Okay. So that's a little different than what you initially told us, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you remember, Steven, making any phone calls or getting any phone calls during this evening? During that evening?
Like 1 or 2 of them.
He made or he got?
He got.
Who were they from?
Jody.
Okay. Can you tell me what the context, your side of the conversation was? What did you hear?
He was like saying that he cares about her and that.
So you said maybe a couple phone calls. When did the first call happen about?
Oh, 5:35.
About 5:30, is that what you're saying? And what phone did he take that call on?
His cell phone.
Okay. And then when did the second call happen?
About 10 minutes after that.
Okay, and then who was that call from, do you think?
Jody again.
I think so, okay. Do you recall if Steve called anyone?
Mm-mm.
Okay. We talked Monday, we talked a little about some things, a burn barrel out front. Do you remember anything about that burn barrel that's you might want to be a little more truthful about now?
That was full of stuff.
Was it burning?
Yeah.
Did you put some things in that burn barrel that night?
No.
What happened to Theresa's other personal effects? I mean, a woman usually has a purse, right? Tell us what happened to that.
I don't know what happened to it.
What happened to her cell phone? Don't try to think of something. Just.
I don't know.
Did you see whether a cell phone of hers?
No.
Do you know whether she had a camera?
No.
Did Steven tell you what he did with those things?
No.
I need you to tell us the truth.
Yeah.
What did he do with her possessions?
I don't know.
Brendan, it's okay to tell us, okay? It's really important that you continue being honest with us, okay? Don't start lying now. If you know what happened to a cell phone or a camera or her purse, you need to tell us, okay? The hard part's over. Do you know what happened to those items?
He burnt them.
How do you know?
Because when I passed it, there was like a person there and stuff.
When you passed what?
The burning barrel.
Did you look inside? Why did you look inside?
Because it was full.
What else was in there?
Like a garbage bag, some...
Did you put those things in the burning barrel?
No.
Did you actually see those items in the burn barrel?
Yeah.
Tell me what you saw in there, exactly.
Like they're buried underneath a garbage bag that was...
How do you know, how could you see them if they're underneath a garbage bag?
Because the garbage bag was like on top, like that far off the top.
Okay, so we have the barrel, okay? Why don't you look at it for a second? Okay, you got the barrel,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and here's the top of the barrel. And the garbage bag is on top?
Yeah.
And where are those items you said you saw?
Like right underneath it.
Underneath the bag?
Yeah.
Well, how would you see that?
Well, the bag's like that far off the, the top of the thing. You can see through underneath it.
You could see underneath it? What did you see?
Like a cell phone, camera, purse.
All the things that they just fed to him in their questions. Did she have a purse? Did she have a cell phone? Come on, tell us what happened to the camera, to her cell phone. You gotta know. You told us. You know. All they are doing is messing with this poor kid's head.
Are you being honest with us?
Yeah.
Did you actually see those items?
Yeah.
When did you see them?
When I came over there with the mail.
Before you went into the house or after you went into the house?
Before I went into the house.
Why did you look in there?
Because it was full. And it usually ain't.
Did you see Steven when you came home from school or at any time up until the point you went into Steven's house? Did you see him go to the burning barrel with anything?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
After you went in the house, did Steven go to the burning barrel at any time?
Not that I know of.
Good.
Sorry? Here, you can just...
All right. Now we got some other points that we're going to talk about here. You go there, you get into Steven's house. Now, I don't want you to hold back any language or how he told you anything or how he presented himself to you when this stuff happened. When he took you into the kitchen, just kind of tell me what he told you again and how he told you.
He asked me if I wanted to fuck the girl and if I wanted to try it. I said that I ain't old enough to have a kid yet, so he said, yeah, do you want to try it though? I'm like, not right now. And he just kept on egging me on.
Okay, and did he say anything else to you when he was egging you on? How did he egg you on?
He's like, come on, try it for me.
And had you been back in the bedroom area yet at this time or no?
No.
What, tell me again what he told you was back there. Who or what?
That Theresa Halbach was back there. That she was on the bed naked with... She was chained up to the bed.
Could you hear her back there yet?
Yeah.
And what kind of things was she saying again?
Like, help me and not to tell Steven not to do this anymore.
Did Steven say that he had already done that or not?
Yeah.
What did he say he did to her?
That he had sex with her.
How did he say it?
That he fucked her.
At any time that night, did you see Steven have sex with her?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Because we know now that you did and he watched while you did it. Did you watch once or while he did it?
No.
Did he do anything else to her sexually?
No.
Stick anything in her, anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Okay. You told us about going in there and having sex with her, that she was handcuffed and chained. Okay. Ultimately, and then you said you left the bedroom for a period of time and he talked to you out in the living room, right?
Yeah.
Again, just to remind us, what kind of things was he saying to you out in the living room?
That he was saying that I did a good job and that he was proud of me.
Okay. How long were you in the living room about?
About 5 minutes, 5, 10.
And then after you're in the living room, where did you go?
Back in there.
Okay. And tell me and think about the video in your head, okay? You went back in the bedroom and go through what happened again.
We went in there, we tied her up, and he stabbed her, and he told me to cut her throat and cut her hair off, and when we were done like that, we took off the handcuffs, and we took her outside to the Jeep, stuck her in the back. He said he would rather burn her than stick her back in there. And we put her on the floor, and then he shot her 10 times. And he threw her in the fire.
Okay, well, there's some points that we're going to go over there in that, okay? While in the bedroom.
Was not all of that information fed to him already in previous conversations or throughout earlier in this interrogation? All of that was fed to him by these officers with their, so what did you see her do now? What did you see him do? No, I don't think that's it. You saw him do this.
And he had you cut the hair off, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you put the hair?
On the dresser.
Again, tell us why he wanted you to do that.
I don't know.
What happened to the hair after?
I never touched it.
Do you know where it went?
No.
Has he ever told you what he did with that hair?
No.
Brandon, you sure?
Yeah.
Do you have any of that hair at home?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because you know we'll find it if you do.
That would not be good for you. If we find you're lying or find things that you don't tell us about, I can't believe you then. If you tell me that you're sorry this happened, then I won't believe you.
I don't got none of the hair.
Pardon?
I don't got none of the hair.
You don't got none of the hair. Did you get any blood on you?
No.
Okay, so you tie her up, and you told us before you think she's dead at this time, and you and Steven carry her out that back door and into the garage. When you're in the garage, where do you place her immediately?
In the Jeep.
Right into the Jeep, or did you set her on the floor, or?
Right in the Jeep.
Right into the Jeep. How does Steven get the rifle?
When he set her down, when we set her on the ground, he went in the house and grabbed it.
Was it a rifle or was it a handgun?
It was a rifle.
And where did he find that rifle, do you know?
In his bedroom.
Where was it in the bedroom?
Hanging on the wall.
What wall?
Like, where the door is, there's like a gun rack up there.
Okay, in relation to his bed, where would it be?
Like, on the left side wall.
So if I'm laying in his bed, where is his gun?
Like, say like this was his bedroom and his bed was like right here, it would be on that wall.
Let's say his bed is your bed, or his bed there, the couch.
Yeah.
And you're sleeping what way?
Your feet would face that way.
Oh.
And the guns would be right on that side.
If I asked you to draw me a few pictures, do you think you could do that?
Yeah.
As to what the bedroom, if you could put things in the bedroom and then like put her on the bed, how she was, could you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that
Yeah, get some
around,
paper.
yeah,
probably.
around, grab some papers, okay? All right.
And some clipboard or something. You know.
Yeah.
They leave him alone a lot, although I think someone's still in there, but they're not questioning him. They just like let him sit and stew for forever. That's part of their technique as well.
Should we draw some pictures? Is that okay, or you want some
We'll
pictures?
talk for a bit,
Okay.
and we'll get to the pictures.
All right.
That's all right.
That's fine.
Brendan, when you guys got her into the garage, you said that you placed her right into the back of her vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And then he said that how did it come about that he wanted to do what he wanted to do? Tell me that.
He told me that he was going to throw her in the pond. And he said that he would rather burn her because it's a lot faster to get rid of all the evidence.
And earlier you said that the fire was going on at this time?
Mm-hmm.
Mark and I have a little trouble understanding why he's got this big fire going if he was actually talking about putting her into the pond.
Because that night, me and Blaine were going to invite some friends over for a bonfire, and he was probably getting it ready. And then that day, I got a call from Travis that said that he couldn't come, and Blaine got a call from his friend that they couldn't come.
Are you telling me that it wasn't until you guys were in the garage that he said that he was going to burn her?
Yeah.
And are you sure about that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then you said that you took her out of the back of her vehicle. Did you help him do that?
Mm-hmm.
And then you said that he went and got a gun, right?
Yeah.
Then he came back in. What did he do?
He shot her 10 times.
Tell me where he shot her.
Like in the head, and in the belly, and stomach.
How many times did he shoot her in the head?
There is, again, no evidence that this happened. There's no BLOOD of Theresa's anywhere on the Avery property. The only BLOOD that was found was Steven's in the car that was most likely planted by police or someone that had it in with the police because they had his DNA, or they had a vial of his BLOOD from before. So, anyways, I don't know. This whole thing is just sickening. Watching these investigators, it's just, I can't believe that they don't realize that he's just trying to appeal to them with his answers. Like, he's the only person that he's saying these answers for is for them, in my opinion. We need to get out of there.
Like 3 times.
Tell me where in the head. What sides?
Like The left side, I think it was.
The left side of her head. And when he shot her in the body, where in the body again?
Like right here.
Okay. What was he saying when he was doing this, if anything? What was his...
So he stabbed her in the stomach and shot her 10 times, apparently.
demeanor? Was he calm? What was he doing?
He was calm.
What was he saying to you?
That he was sorry for me to see that stuff.
Did he ask you to shoot her too, or did he tell you to shoot her?
No.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
When you got home from school, do you remember if a fire was going then?
I didn't look.
When you knocked on the door to go in, was the fire going then?
Yeah.
Okay. When you knocked on the door to go into Steven's trailer, was it still light out?
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned then you took her bag out, you shot her. Did anything else happen in this garage that is noteworthy? Because remember, we've seen the garage, we've got the evidence from the garage. Did you guys do anything else to her out in the garage?
No.
Anything with ropes or bindings or anything like that?
No.
You took her out to the fire, and you're sure you used this creeper thing, right?
Yeah.
That's what you said. Did you carry her on that creeper thing, or did you actually push it out there, you guys? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could put someone on and you could actually carry that thing, or did you actually roll it?
We carried it.
Okay. Kind of, what would that be similar to? Kind of like a, do you know what I'm thinking of?
The thing at the ambulance.
Yeah. So you carried it like that?
Yeah.
And was she still unclothed at that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
What time was that?
He's saying, was it like this? Do you know what I'm thinking of? And he's like leading him to the answers.
About 5:30.
Was it light out or dark out?
Light.
And then you put her on the fire, you said. And you put other stuff over her, you said.
Yeah.
Did you help Steven start that fire?
No.
Are you telling us the truth?
Yes.
Is it at this time that, what do you do after you put her on the fire?
We put the tires on there and the branches.
Where'd that stuff come from?
He had it there already.
He did. Okay, now the fire's going, she's on there, tell me what you're doing now, or what do you guys do? It's only 5:30 right now, what are you guys doing?
After we put the tires and the branches on, we went to the house and went in there for a little bit. Then we went out and he was going to take the Jeep down in the pit. So he did. And that's when we covered it with branches in the hood.
Did you guys go out by the fire some more that night?
No.
Where did this car seat come from?
We got that.
Tell me how you guys got that.
I went over to my house and got the golf cart and he went to go pick them up. And we went over to get the car seat. And we put it by the fire and waiting for it to burn down. And we threw it on there. And we went to the Jeep.
Okay, so you went and got this car seat. Did you get anything else when you had the golf cart?
Well, old cabinet.
Where'd you get that from?
From in the back of our garage.
Whose garage?
Ours. Because we were using it to put it in the garage.
Anything else that you went and gathered up with the golf cart?
Just the tires and the wood. And the seat and the...
Okay, so you got more tires?
Yeah.
And more wood?
Mm-hmm.
And what did you do with all that stuff?
We put it in the fire.
Okay. Okay. Last night you mentioned, or Monday you mentioned, Steven getting some other things out of the garage. What were those things again?
The clothes.
I mean, some things that you might use to...
Oh, the shovel and the rake.
Right. Did he get anything else like that out of the garage?
No, just them two.
And what did he use those for?
To like pile so he can get it smooth so he can fit the rest of the stuff in there.
Did you help him with that? Did you use the rake and the shovel at all?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Tell me again what he was doing with the rake.
He was like pushing the stuff around so he can put more stuff on it so it's even.
Show me what he was doing. You showed me the other day.
Like one like this.
One like that. What kind of stuff was he pushing around?
Like the wood in it.
Was he pushing her around at all?
Wood that was on the top in a cabinet.
Okay.
Were you able to see her in the fire?
Just the forehead and the hands and the feet and a little bit of belly.
Okay. Sometime during that evening, did someone come down to Steven's trailer or in that area?
No.
Do you remember seeing anyone come down there and talk to Steven for a bit?
No.
Do you know if anyone else saw anything?
No.
How much time did you think it took from when you cut her on the neck to the time you guys got her out in the garage?
About 10 minutes.
After fire was in and she was put in the fire, what time did you go home to your place that night?
About 9:30.
Did you come back out at all that night?
Uh-uh.
Was Steven out there when you went home?
Yeah. Because he said he was going to watch the fire until it burnt down a little bit more.
What did you guys do with Theresa's body after that? After it was burned?
I don't know, I didn't do nothing with it.
Did Steven do anything with it?
Yeah, but I don't know what.
What do you mean by yes, but you don't know what?
Like he tried to bury it or something
How do you do that?
with the shovel.
Did he take some of her body out of that fire pit?
Yeah.
You can clearly tell he's just guessing at answers and making it up. He's just making it up as he's going along. Just like these cops are making up how to be cops as they go along.
He did. Tell me how he did that.
Like when the bones were left behind, he would like try to take the shovel and try to break the bones apart. And he would bury them, like right by the fire almost.
What do you mean he'd bury him right by the fire?
Like he dug a hole and he put the bones in there and he buried it.
Where in relation to the fire?
Like 2 or 3 feet away.
Which way from the fire?
Like towards the garage.
Okay.
Did you see him do that?
I just heard that.
Heard it from? Who?
There's no evidence that this ever even happened. And another inconsistent point in Brendan's make-believe story, because he's making it up as he's going along, and the cops don't even, like, think anything of it.
Yeah.
Oh. So he told you that he used the shovel to break up bones?
Yeah.
And then buried some of the bones? Did he take some of her bones anywhere else?
On the other side of the, like that, there was like, in the back of the yard, there was like this steep hill there, like in the pit. There was something there that he threw there.
Okay, in a little bit, we're gonna have you draw some sketches and stuff, and we're gonna see these places. How do you know that there were some bones there?
He told me that he threw some there.
Did he tell you how he did that?
He had them in a bucket.
And what I'm understanding is then in the back of both your yards or his yards, down toward into the pit over that area,
In like Redon's pit.
over Don's pit, not into your salvage yard area. You think you'll be able to show us that?
Yeah.
Anything else that he did with the bones?
He mentioned the Redont property, which is the neighboring property next to the Avery property.
That he told you or that you helped him do? Did you help him do any of this?
No.
Did he have any more fires that week?
Not that I know of.
We talked about Monday night about bad smells and stuff. Do you remember any smells coming from that fire after she was put on there?
Just that it smelled bad.
You remember that? Did Steve call Chuck that night? Do you recall?
I don't know.
Did Steve make any other phone calls? I know I asked you this once before, but...
No.
Or tell you about making any other phone calls?
Just that someone called him.
Okay.
What was Steve wearing when you first got to his house?
A white shirt and red shorts.
You told us before that Jody called a couple times, right?
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing when Jody called?
Sitting on the couch watching TV.
What was Steve doing?
Sitting on a computer chair.
Was that before or after you had sex with Theresa?
After.
Was Theresa still alive when Jody called?
No.
No? So Jody calls, you had already killed Theresa. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you remember what time Jody called about?
Mm-mm.
Why did you guys cut her hair?
I don't know.
Did Steve
Steve and Jody talked for at least like 30 minutes, 45 minutes or something. They talked for a while that day. So, I don't know. And Jody said that he was acting fine. He he wasn't like rushed or feeling, like she didn't sense anything off with him. Let's put it that way.
ever say why he wanted to do that?
No.
Do you know if he kept any of it?
I don't know.
Where was her underwear?
I don't know.
Brendan, it's important. You've been honest so far. You need to be honest all the way through here, okay?
I don't know where they are.
You don't know where the underwear are? And if did you have it? If you do, it's okay. We understand that.
I don't got it.
Did Steve have it?
I don't know.
Do you think he might have kept it?
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Did he tell you that?
No.
You said that you had cut her throat. Here's the thing, Brendan. When you cut somebody's throat, they bleed a lot, okay? Am I right?
Yeah.
She bled a lot? So I know you had blood on you. It was pretty much impossible not to. Did you have blood on you?
No.
None at all?
Uh-uh.
What about when you moved her?
No.
What were you wearing at the time?
Them pants and a jacket.
What jacket?
My old blue one.
Your old blue jacket? What, does it say anything on it?
It had the Friar Tux symbol on it.
Friar Tuck symbol?
Mm-hmm.
Where's that jacket now?
Probably in the closet when you walk in the house, behind the door.
What were you wearing for a shirt?
I don't remember.
What kind of shoes?
My old red ones.
Were they tennis shoes or what?
They're just like these, but they're red.
Okay, do you remember what
white.
brand they are?
No.
You guys know what brand name?
Uh,
Nike or Adidas, something like that? Do you know?
No. I think they're starters.
You think they're what?
Starters?
Starters, okay. When this is all going on, did Steve say anything about Theresa?
No.
You told us 2 days ago that Steve was angry. Was that true?
No.
So Steve was not angry? So why do you think he did this to Theresa?
Maybe because he wanted to go back to jail.
Did he ever tell you that?
No, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Because maybe he liked it in there, and the real world was probably too noisy for him, or too big for him or something.
That doesn't sound like that's coming from Brendan. That might be coming from, people that he's heard talking about it. And remember, this is several months after she goes missing. We are now in March of the following year, and she went missing in October.
In the garage, in Steve's garage, there were some wires hanging from the rafters. You remember those?
Yeah.
Did you guys use those for anything?
No.
Are you being honest with me now?
Yeah.
It's very important to be honest here. Did you ever use those for anything?
No.
Did you use anything else on Theresa other than rope?
No.
Okay. Want to draw me a few pictures? Okay.
Brendan?
All right, I'm going to stop it here because we've gone through 2 hours of this now. And I know it's been painful, but we got 2 more to go with these officers. So, I hope you stick with me because it's been a ride so far watching these. Or listening anyways. So, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share these videos with people that you think might like them. Also, just liking the videos, watching the videos gives me help in the algorithms, and it also helps YouTube figure out what you like to watch. So, again, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one for part 2 of this interview with the police. I'll talk to you next time. Take care. If you've been impacted by a true crime and would like your story told in your own words, or if you or someone you know has been wrongfully convicted or accused of a crime, please write to crimeincourtchannel@gmail.com and tell us your real true crime encounters. Thanks for watching.